All right, Cleo, the only thing I'm going to do is just sit here and pet you as I do the rest of this, all right? All right, Westwood. Dear Bill, glad you love Westworld. For some reason, he wrote Westwood in the beginning. Glad you love Westworld. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on the rest of the season. If you like that and you're looking for a great movie to watch, check out The 13th Floor. It came out in the late 90s and deals with similar themes. Are you into reading fan theories? A common one now, that is a non-spoiler, is that Ed Harris's character and the nice guy who's new to the park are the same person. Another claims that it's actually all on Mars. Oh, for Westworld? Yeah, well, I got to get caught up before people ruin shit. I'll definitely check out The 13th Floor, and I think I'm going to watch episode 3 of Westworld, because I think they're up to 5 at this point. I'm going to watch that today, and I'm going to get caught up in, because my wife fucking cheated on me with TV. You know what I mean? When you guys have your shows, right? We watched that show Below Deck with the yachties get on there, right? And it's a reality show that we could both watch because they're always in the fucking Mediterranean. They got a fucking yacht. It's the shit. We always think, we should do that. It'd be fucking awesome. And then you look up the prices, and it's like the price of a house to rent one of those fucking things. You got to be like Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like, both of you can sell out the Rose Bowl on any given fucking night, you know? You got to be that level of wealth to fucking justify. Do you realize the two of them are almost worth $1 billion? So for them to blow $250,000 on a fucking yacht is like, let's just say you're worth $100 million. If you're worth $100 million, $250,000 is like 0.25% of your money, right? Because $1 million is like 1%, right? So I don't know how to work that out. It's like 25% of 1%, whatever the fuck that is, of your money. And they're worth 10 times that. So that's like you and I, hey, you want a yacht for a week, and you take a penny out of your pocket and you break it into 4 fucking pieces and just hand it to them. There you go. There you go. Yeah, we'd like all the amenities. Anyways, I will definitely be checking that out. Ed Harris is like, as always, one of the greatest actors of all fucking time. I'll watch anything that guy's in. I swear to God. The only thing I never saw was when he was the one where, oh God, yawning again. Fuck. The only one I never saw was the one when he played the painter, and that got nominated, or he got nominated for an Oscar. So I still haven't seen that one, so I got to check that out. All right, old toys. Dear Billy Potato Head. I love that. That's a good one, because that kind of shits on my Irish heritage, and then also makes fun of the shape of my head. If you ever have kids, will you try and expose them to toys that you enjoyed as a child? You strike me as a Matchbox car kid. I don't force the toys of my childhood on my kids, but I've put a couple army men in their general area to give them a chance to play like I did. I am a huge agreeer of that, proponent of that, opponent of that, proponent. Oh, that's what proponent means. You're pro, right? I never knew what that meant. I just kind of figured that out. Opponent, proponent. Oh, pumpkin bread, pro pumpkin bread. I get it. Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely will do that. My big thing is playing catch. And, I'm going to buy a lefty glove for myself is what I'm going to do. Because I can throw a little bit with my left hand, and rather than just sitting there firing it into my kid, I'm gonna go with the left hand. We were doing that yesterday. We had a football, right? This place that we're renting here has this fucking great pool. So it was halftime of the Florida game, and we're out there smoking cigars and shit. And when we finished that up, we got the game turned up loud. So the game there was 4 guys, right? So you had 2 on one side of the pool, 2 on the other side of the pool. So you had to throw with your opposite hand. First person that sent it into the pool, or if you had a catchable ball and it fell into the pool, was, I don't know, whatever the fuck it was that thing, that word you can't fucking say anymore because everybody gets offended. And it's not a racial slur, but it is, you know the word. Nobody said it, but we all knew. Without saying, we're older guys. Like, that's what it means. So anyways, I would definitely do that. I was not a Matchbox car kid. I was Corgi cars. We used to call them Corgi because we didn't know it was pronounced Corgi until we got older. And I'm so old that I remember when they had rubber wheels on them. And I had the giant oil truck. I was big. I had all the race cars. I had the Johnny Player Special. I had the Jackie Stewart Elf car. And my mother doesn't throw out shit, so I still have all of them. I had one of those, that kind of racing where the car just looks like a giant doorstop. It wasn't Formula One. It's not IndyCar racing. It's not open wheel. The car looks like a water slide. Like you could slide from the fin all the way down to the front. I don't know what kind. I had a white and red one of those. Lincoln Logs, Lego blocks, stuff like that. I think it's big to not have to keep your kids, I don't know. You got to get them outside, and you got to keep them in their own. Like, I don't know. I have such a hatred of computers and iPads and all of that shit. And kids just love them. I mean, they go up to it like, liquid television type of shit. Back in the day, the MTV. I remember that graphic. It used to just make me want to sit down and watch it. I don't know. Mr. Potato Head. I don't know about that. Definitely like board games. I think it'd be fun playing cards. I think it's cool to expose your kids to that, so they have like that old school shit. Like, wasn't it always the greatest? Like when, like for me, if I met some woman, I took her out on a date, and she had some old school stuff about her. You know what I mean? That stuff that was sort of passed down. I think that's really like a cool thing, and I think like some shit like playing cards, playing catch. Like going outside. It's just like, riding bicycles. Just like all that shit is going away. And I'm not one of these old people that I look at young kids and be like, what are they doing today? They're fucking nuts. And these kids today, they don't get it. And it's just like, I totally get why they're doing it. Because I had to tap out Grand Theft Auto 3. In like 2003 or 2004, I had to unplug my PlayStation and stick it in the back of the closet. I literally just one day, it was like the 5th day in a row, I was just playing all day long, and I could not stop. I had already beat the game. I got the cheats. I did all of that shit. And then I was just going on rampages every night, just shooting up the city. And I just, I kind of just lost everything else in my life. I wasn't writing jokes and all that shit. So that was like 13 years ago. So I can't imagine how amazing the games are. And like the virtual reality goggles and all of that shit. I can't even fucking imagine like how you get your kid to go in the backyard and just have a game of catch. Like, to me, that's the greatest fucking thing ever. I think it's a great way to communicate with your kid. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's another activity going on. So they're not really paying attention. You can praise them when they're doing well, build up their confidence. And then you just slide in. So how's it going at school? And then you just read them. It's going great. All right, so it's going good. If you see them kind of look down, it's all right. What's the matter? What's going on? And they can kind of open up to you. I think it's like a great way to, I think it's really important early on to be able to do that. To have your kid be able to come to you if they have a fucking problem is a huge thing. But how you sit there with a glove and a ball, and how that competes with putting on fucking reality glasses, and you feel like you're gonna fucking base jump off of a building or whatever the fuck they do. I don't know what the fuck they do with those things. Yeah, that's a difficult one. I love Lincoln Logs. I didn't like Lego blocks. You stepped on them in your bare feet, they fucking hurt. Not the Lincoln Logs did, but like that plastic shit. I wasn't into that as much as the Lincoln Logs were cool. We used to fucking build those things. We build houses, and then we would, with our corgi cars, whatever the fuck they're called, drive them around. We'd have traffic jams and all of that type of shit. We had names for everybody that drove the cars. Remember, I had all the fucking race cars in all my, it's weird. They drove like a Formula One car to work, and then they drove the trucks. I had trucks and racing cars. Then my other brother, who's a total fucking gearhead, he actually liked like the real looking cars, like a Volkswagen Bug or like a station wagon. Like he wanted to look like the cars that you could actually fucking drive. I know my mother didn't throw all of those out. Jesus Christ, it's fucking nuts. They're all up in the attic somewhere. All right, election. Bill, the election is right around the corner. A couple weeks ago, you eulogized the Great Barrier Reef. Any last words for this election? Not the country as a whole, because I don't think it'll fall apart. But I imagine this has exposed the side of our country that we've been able to keep under wraps for a while, which is that no one ever pays attention to anything unless it's an easy talking point. That everything is more fucked up than we know or would like to admit. What's the worst thing that will happen if either candidate wins? Well, if Trump wins, the worst thing is we're going to have to listen to all these European countries talk about how dumb Americans are, especially people in England. And I just want to say to them, like, you know what? What if you threw out the person every 4 to 8 years? And I would love to see what the fuck you end up with. You know what I mean? Some years it's just not a good draft. The fucking, whatever the fuck his name is, Tony Blair, that guy's been in there since Bush. Not even saying that guy's good, but you just get somebody in there and they just stay there until they die. Doesn't he have like Margaret Thatcher's job? Ugh, the original Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton? Can't even say her fucking name. What's the worst that will happen? I don't know. If Trump wasn't such a fucking jerk off. If he wasn't such a jerk off, it's really what the country needs. You need somebody who isn't a part of the fucking system. You don't, but you just can't have a guy like that in there. And then Hillary is just going to be more of the fucking same. It's just going to keep driving this country towards ruin. Dude, none of them talked about the population problem. None of them talked about the nationwide heroin epidemic. None of them talked about genetically altered food. None of them talked about fucking global warming. Maybe they touched on it for a second. They haven't said shit. They're not going to do anything. None of them are going to try to stop the banks, put them in fucking line. They're building another real estate bubble. I'll tell you what's fucking hilarious out here is they are building up L.A. like I've never fucking seen. They bought up the House of Blues right across the street from the fucking Comedy Store. They paid like $28 million for the thing. They're going to put these high-rise fucking multi-million dollar fucking condos in there. It's like, who the fuck's going to afford to buy those things? All right? And this is the thing. After 2008, after we saw what happened, they fucking gave the houses. None of the bankers went to jail. They gave them the houses back so they could do it all over again. They're building another fucking bubble. And I'm already calling it right now, by fucking 2021, 2022 or some shit, there is going to be a bunch of empty fucking condo fucking high-rises going along the Sunset Strip, and they have knocked down the Rainbow Room, the Roxy, the Whiskey, House of Blues, maybe the Comedy Store. They're going to wipe out all of these fucking things. There's going to be nobody in those buildings. And even if they are in those buildings, they're going to have no fucking place to go because they knocked down all the cool places to hang out on Sunset Strip. It's so fucking stupid. You know, I was getting gas the other day, another place on the Sunset Strip, and this guy said, I said, yeah, you own the gas station? He goes, I wish I did. This property just sold for $14 million, and, you know, they're knocking down the two buildings next to it, and they're going to put up a fucking, 170-unit fucking, I don't know. I just don't know where all these people are going to be coming that can afford to pay. I just don't know where they're going to come from. And for what I heard, at least the ones on La Cienega, that was like oil money. Like Saudi Arabian money came in and they don't give a fuck. I mean, they get money forever. I don't know. What's the worst thing will happen if either candidate comes in is that they're not going to stop what's already going on. And I got to be honest with you, I don't even think all the Bernie Sanders and all those types of people, you would literally need an army of those people, and then they would need bulletproof vests to fucking, that's how powerful corporations are, and that's how off the fucking rails we are. I don't know, which is why I'm trying to focus on the propositions. And I wish if anybody can find a fucking website out there that not only lets me know what I'm voting for, but lets me know what is attached to it. Like, because who doesn't want to improve the schools? You know? But, you know, whenever they have stuff like that, like, hey, let's clean up the drinking water, then they attach all this other evil shit underneath it. I don't know. It's very overwhelming. So it's so fucking overwhelming that you're asking a stand-up comedian what's going to happen. Or maybe you just did because you want to hear me make a fucking ass of myself. All right, here we go. Cool guy, terrible in bed. Oh, Jesus. All right. Dear Billy Bush Beer, I'm a 20-year-old female college student. I go to Holy Cross. You said is. I go to Holy Cross. Okay. I go to Holy Cross in Worcester. I had a boyfriend for the first 3 years of college, and now I'm single. I hooked up with a guy that I didn't know was kind of an asshole. He's sort of popular and seemed friendly. One drunken night, I did the worst thing I could do, fed his ego. Had I known he was a moron and a pompous douchebag, I would not have done this. I'll save you the reasons why he's a douchebag, but just picture lame 80s preppy bully who thinks he's God's gift. Again, I didn't know this because I'd never paid attention to him. Well, after we hooked up, he told some people that I told him he was the best fuck I ever had. This found its way back to me, and Bill, I was shocked. Why? Because he was the worst fuck I ever had. He had no idea what he was doing. He was, for lack of better words, not present. No rhythm and average at best. I wasn't mad at this because it was my choice to hook up with him, but now he's putting words in my mouth. I really just want to tell someone how bad he was and wait for it to get back around to him. What is my move here, Bill and or Nia? Well, wait a minute. Did you say he was... Wait. One drunken night, I did the worst thing I could do. Feed his stupid ego. Does that mean that you slept with him? I can't tell if you, by feed his ego, he was so bad you felt like you had to say something nice. No, there's no fucking way there's no way you said he was the best fuck. I think you're saying, yeah. Yeah, I think you're saying that you fed his ego by hooking up with him. Had I known he was a moron and a pompous dude, okay, so he's walking around saying that you said, and you're also saying he's putting words in your mouth. So I'm assuming that you never said that. So fed his ego means that you fucking hooked up with him. That's what I'm guessing. I don't fucking know. Christ, they speak in riddles. I wasn't mad at this because, this is a tough one. I would call him up. And when he picked up, I'd be like, why are you walking around saying that I said you were the best fuck I ever had? I never said that. Okay? I never said that. Okay? And hear what he says. And you know something? There might be a thing. This is the thing. A lot of these guys like this are tremendously insecure. Maybe he knows he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So he's walking around saying that so he can feel better about himself because he feels that awful about himself. And he feels so fucking awful about himself that not only does he got to go that big, that the fucking way he feels about himself is such a big thing that he doesn't even think that that's going to get back to you. Or he doesn't even consider your fucking feelings. So, you can either be the biggest person and know that this person is tremendously insecure and walks around and probably doesn't like themselves, which is a fucking horrible feeling to have, and just take peace with that. Or you can call the guy out, which I kind of like. Okay? And and at that point you got to be, listen, if you were the best fuck I ever had, I would have said that to you. And just leave it at that, because you haven't told him that he's completely fucking inept. You know what I mean? But you're also kind of putting the guy in check. And then you have your final option, which is you can go around saying that he wasn't the best fuck I ever had. He's fucking terrible and bad. And then you know what happens is everybody just gets to sit back and enjoy watching you guys fucking do this shit. I understand why you'd want to do it. I don't know. I don't do the revenge thing. I kind of go to the person that's doing whatever they're doing that's fucking annoying me, and I just kind of chop the head off there. And then if somebody comes up to me and says what they said, I would say, I would just say to them personally, yeah, that isn't true. I never said that. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm sorry that this happened to you. And at 20 years of age, it's probably hard to understand a lot of the shit that I'm saying of what that guy feels about himself. But, you can't have somebody walking around saying shit like that about you. So I would, first thing I would do, I would confront the guy, call him up and be like, why are you saying that? I never said that. And if you continue to say that, and if he kind of goes around, just be, look, if you continue to say that, you're leaving me in a position here that I have to tell them the truth. Okay? You're not the best fuck I ever had. All right? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. That's a, guys, if you listen to this thing and you're a young person, that's such a fucking asshole thing to do. All right? That's totally coming from your own goddamn insecurity. All right? And as an older, wiser fucking man, I wish that somebody older told me that when you hook up with somebody, you keep your fucking mouth shut. You know what I mean? You're quiet about it. It happened. Who gives a fuck? Who knows? You know what I mean? It's an insecure fucking move. And just sit there and then she did this and then did that and she fucking did this. Like, that's a really fucking asshole thing to do. And women, if you hook up with the guy and he's fucking terrible or he's got a little dick and all that type of shit, right? If he's not out there talking shit for you to walk around fucking doing that too, that's another fucking asshole move. It's an asshole move either way. And in this case, the guy's the asshole. So, I don't know. You know something? If you can hang on until Thursday, I'll run it by Nia. I'll have her on again and I'll run it by her. It's just that she's still sleeping here. So, anyways. All right. That's it for the question.